You know, there's only so many long, 4-hour-long city council meetings that you can sit through as a passive observer. You at some point think, hey, I have good ideas, I want to be on the other side of that table. So I have good ideas and I want to be on the other side of the table. I have a perspective that's not currently represented on council. We have a lot of talk as these big developments come through about the stress on the local businesses, and then, you know, after the developments are done, there's the opportunity for new businesses to move in. And I think people are speaking, I don't think people get involved in city government out of any sort of, I think there's usually a pretty genuine urge for public service that drives you into this. You know, there's not like a huge amount of gain to be had by serving on East Lansing City Council. The paycheck is minuscule and the time commitment is pretty high. So I think, you know, I don't think anybody's working against businesses downtown, but I think they're working without a complete set of information, you know, kind of hypothetical ideas of what might help. And so I think having an actual small business owner on the council would be a good voice to add to that discussion. I own a little shop on Grove Street, actually right around the corner from City Hall, which is, you know, going to be very convenient to the new job that I'm trying to get. I think East Lansing, in a lot of ways, is very progressive environmentally. I think we've got some really good things going for us. We have a very engaged environmental commission. I've actually talked to a couple of their members over the last couple of weeks. You know, there's plans in the works to convert our public safety vehicles to electric vehicles, and you know, we've got some things like that happening. There's always room for more improvement, and I think, you know, in terms of environmental stewardship, overcorrecting is better than undercorrecting, you know, so like there's some things that I'd like to see explored. You know, converting some of our streetlights over to solar power would be an interesting thing to price out. I think, you know, like one light bulb doesn't seem like that much, but actually the cost associated with some of those adds up over time, and it is a pretty significant, you know, budgetary strain, as well as, like, you know, if we can be doing something better, let's be doing it better. I think, you know, I am a trail user, you know, I'm a parks commissioner, so anything that we can do to improve our complete streets infrastructure, really not just accommodate alternate vehicles and pedestrians, but really facilitate, you know, bicycles and pedestrians downtown. You know, you've got a situation where you've got thousands of new residents that are going to be concentrated in some pretty tight areas from this high density development that we've got going in. And if you can make it more convenient for those people to take their bike as a mode of transport or to walk, you know, some of these, if you're concentrating students close to the university, then like a pedestrian option is really a pretty user-friendly option, right? Like it is a walkable distance. So if we can make that more enjoyable than taking your car and parking, then people, I think, will choose the easier option. So continuing the work that we've done with Complete Streets is important, but really not just accommodating it, but facilitating it, encouraging it. East Lansing, too often, I think, it's cast as an adversarial relationship of us versus them, and I don't think that's correct. You know, MSU is really the only major industry in East Lansing, right? So without MSU, East Lansing is not what it is. I don't know what it would be. It would be the east side of Lansing, but it is a strain on a town of 20,000 people to support services for 50,000 temporary residents. So it's always going to be a balancing act between resources and, you know, you see, somebody asked me the other day if I thought that the new high-rise developments would pull students out of the rental houses that they've been renting. You know, and I think there's a lot of people that need housing, you know, like that has to, building enough apartments to make the houses in, like, say, Bailey, not needed for rental housing. Like, you're talking about a lot of apartments, like so I don't know if, you know, I don't know if that's a realistic goal or not. I think recognizing the needs of the students is a very important part of legislating in East Lansing, because it's not going away, right? So we have to deal with the reality of it. So casting it as some sort of adversarial relationship is not going to do anybody any good. It's got to be more cooperative and more mutually beneficial.